There are no doubts that today's smartphone cameras are quite impressive, and the image you see on the screen looks way better than the same image on the camera screen. And that's because of the screen resolution and the operation system as well. Let's take the iPhone 13 as an example. Here we have three cameras: super wide, standard, and telephoto. Three cameras that can make any trip awesomely great. Oh my, and in this video guys, we'll let you know what works the best for you: a smartphone camera or a professional camera. Roll the intro. If you're watching me for the first time on this channel, we make cameras and lens reviews for both photography and videos. Let's become friends, and I would be happy if you support the channel. Thank you. Any professional camera has the option to change lenses. It's the system advantage. In some jobs, they don't take you seriously if you don't have a professional camera. Let's say events, weddings, food, and product photography. You need a professional camera to take these jobs, and on the other side, you need to grow your post-processing and editing skills. I don't think I will be able to continue filming this video here. It's raining now. Let's jump to the studio and continue from there. Now back to the studio. It's much better environment than the one outside. Today the images you're gonna see shot on my iPhone 13 Pro, Sony A7 IV Camera, and Sony A7 IV Camera. And I will be starting with the iPhone camera advantages. First of all, the operation system is so smarter and easier to use than any other professional camera. And because of that, we get pretty nice images straight out of the iPhone camera. Also, the screen plays a major role in that. If the screen resolution is bad, your images are bad too. And if your screen colors are awesome, your photos are awesome too. Now with professional cameras, you get basic colors, I mean like not too fancy. And you have to spend some time editing that later if you want outstanding images. Some cameras have what they call creative styles, but aren't near to the iPhone images. I have to say the iPhone is capable to control the highlights and shadows automatically and put them all in one single great image. And the professional cameras, on the other hand, are unable to do that automatically till the time of this video. Indeed, you get to shoot raw images and spend some time copying and editing the images on your computer. This procedure gonna take not less than 10 minutes, while it's already done in a second on your iPhone. You just get the picture or the video and go ahead, post it on your socials. Smartphone's operation system learn very well how to deal with HDR and dynamic range. I know this is quite technical. Anyway, here we have two images side by side. See how the iPhone image has more dynamic range, the sky is balanced with the foreground, and overall we have a perfect image. Professional cameras, on the other hand, can do that automatically. We should make some adjustments to balance between the sky and foreground. You might love doing that like I do, or maybe it's unnecessary and extra step for you. But in the end, camera raw images is the format that has more built-in data in it, if you wish to recover any highlights or shadows later in post. And here also we'll add some sharpness to the image shot on the camera. So we have two perfect images after the editing process took place. Now when zooming in to 100% to check the actual quality and see how the sensor size can affect the image quality as well. It's obvious that big sensors make eventually better image quality. I will draw another example for you. It was cloudy with light rain, and the iPhone image did the balance between the sky and the foreground. While the camera photo couldn't do anything about it without my touch, because technically the raw image has all these data baked in it and I can recover it when I want. So I will edit the photo quickly and eventually it matches the iPhone photo. And when shooting video, it's the same story. You will not get the same dynamic range as the iPhone. See here, the iPhone can adjust the clouds perfectly with the foreground, while the professional camera unfortunately can't do that. But actually you can do that in camera if you shoot S-Log or HLG, and that's another step you have to work on. The size and built-in lenses are another great feature in smartphones. You just carry the device you already have in your pocket and boom, your camera is here. Today your smartphone is your best travel camera. Megapixel terms are misleading if you don't know the facts. As I mentioned earlier, the sensor size and technology is everything. For instance, a 24 megapixel image on a smart sensor is totally different than the same 24 megapixel image on a full frame camera sensor. When you see both images side by side, you might be impressed by the iPhone colors at first. But actually when zooming in, we see that the smartphone image isn't up to the camera resolution. Now this is another version with some color grading. The professional camera is a different level. Never mind, the iPhone image quality is totally fine for social media platforms. Now in low light, the images out of the smartphone camera are okay, and actually it depends on how much low light we have. It's obvious that professional cameras are remarkably better in such a situation. They can survive very low light conditions. Now we have a small shop or a website and wanna make budget product photography. Can any smartphone camera make the job done? Absolutely yes. If you get the proper light setup. Your images will look awesome if you play it right, but make sure to grow your artistic skills as well. A few months ago, I made a shoot for a client and I did capture some images on my iPhone 13 Pro as well, in order to compare it to my camera images. It looks nice, suitable for social media, but not up to a professional camera level. Having such macro capability is fun sometimes. The new iPhone 13 Pro, for example, has a decent macro camera. Whereas with a professional camera, you need a specific lens to get the same feature, and only few lenses can do macro images. And the iPhone on the other hand feature only wide macro, so you need to get very close to the subject, which make it pretty hard to shoot insects, and also the phone casts shadows at that distance. Eventually you get cool images, but you can't do extreme ones. Like this one here for example. This was shot on Laowa 85mm macro lens with 2x magnification. And when it comes to portrait mode, let me tell you the basics. The bokeh or the background blur is controlled by two major factors, the camera sensor size and the lens maximum aperture. Even though we have f2.8 aperture lens on both the mirrorless camera and the iPhone, we will never get the same background blur and look on both systems, and that's because of the sensor size. The iPhone and other smartphone sensors are very tiny compared to the big camera sensors. See how big is the professional mirrorless camera sensor? Therefore, and to provide an alternative, today's smartphones feature an artificial blurry background processed by a software. Although it looks okay in some images, it ends up with eaten edges like this one here, when dealing with busy background. I can't tell when it fails, but it does, and not a few times. Unfortunately, I can't call that a proper image. See the difference between a real camera bokeh and the one made by AI in the iPhone. I believe the technology might get better in the future, but will not look so natural as a professional camera. As much as I love the iPhone images, I like to have the freedom to control my work the best, and that would be available only with professional cameras. I hope this video helped in making your decision and guide you where the best is to invest your money. Let me know what's your next step in the box down below, and I would love to know. Thank you for watching guys, thumbs up if you found this video helpful, and bump that subscribe button for more camera gear reviews. This was Oma, and see you in another one.